What's up, guys? I'm back with another video, and today this is my review on week 3 of the USFL. If you can't already tell, I'm trying to do these weekly, try to get out a video of reviewing the previous week. So basically what I do here is I just go through the players of the week, and I also just talk about every single game in that week. Now the Maulers game, we'll just see where this video takes me. I don't know if that's going to be a long segment or not. I mean, there's really not much there to say. But anyways, so with week 3, we had some pretty interesting games. The most interesting game of them all was Stallions versus Breakers. But I'm not going to get into that one first. I'm going to get into this one first. Bandits versus Gamblers. So starting off with that, the Bandits literally just scraped by the Gamblers. 27-26. Now, I honestly thought the Gamblers had won this game because I just literally missed the end of it. So I had thought the Gamblers won the game since they were leading the whole time, but no, the Bandits sadly won. I'm not a big fan of the Bandits for some reason. I'm just not a big fan of them. So the Bandits are now advancing to 2-1. And, I mean, they just scraped by the Gamblers. I don't think the Bandits are still, like, the #1 team, as everyone was saying week 1. Granted, they did just pound it in. I mean, I can't even say they really pounded in on the Maulers. Like, you guys can see the Maulers are, okay. At the point of filming this video, I'm just not even gonna lie, they're 0-4, okay? So, the fact that week 1, the Bandits did win, I mean, they won 17-3. So, the Maulers, we somewhat put up a little bit of fight, more of a fight than we did on week 3 against the team we played. I think the Bandits are up there, but I mean, I don't know, like, it's either the Bandits or the Generals. I don't know which one would be over which one. The Generals might be over the Bandits for me, but I'm not exactly too sure. Next game, Stallions versus Breakers. This one was really going to signify the best team in the USFL currently, because the Stallions and the Breakers have just been on some crazy streak. I think we all can agree here that the Stallions and the Breakers are the hands down the best teams in the USFL. After seeing this, I mean, let's be honest here, the Stallions are the #1 team. There was a chance at the end that the Breakers could have came back, and that's what I like about this USFL. See, in the NFL, okay, that would have been if the Breakers got a touchdown at the end of the game. So it was one more drive the Breakers had. And if they would have went down and got a touchdown in the 2-point conversion, that would have only brought them to 21. People would have already been toned out of the game. But with the USFL, you can go for 3 points. So say they get the touchdown, that's 6 points, plus 3, that's 22. So the Breakers did have a chance towards the end of the game to tie it up and take it into overtime, but they weren't able to do that. I'm not going to lie, I was actually kind of cheering for the Breakers there, but they did lose. So I'll be honest here, the Stallions are probably, hands down, the best team in the USFL. The next game we're talking about, I don't even, like, can I just skip over this game? Like, I don't think that's necessarily an option here with this video, but I don't know how to put this. There was the first shutout in the USFL. I don't know exactly how to put this. Maulers 0, Panthers 24. This game. This is probably going to be a decent size segment. The Panthers, if you're wondering why it was 24, no, they did not get 3 touchdowns and kick a field goal. They actually kept going for 2 every single time because apparently to save up on roster space, because your rosters are only allowed to be a certain size, so to save up on roster space, what they were doing was they were using their punter as a kicker. And their punter, aka / kicker, was kind of having some issues kicking. So they had to keep going for 2 nonstop. I mean, towards the end of the game, when they were blowing us out, they just go for 2 again. It's like, oh my god, they just ran up the score. But I mean, really just sitting there, like, a lot of the play calling is like what the Steelers do. It's like those short little dump-off passes. Like, we're never really shooting deep much. Now, granted, our play calling is a lot better than week 1. But the issue is I thought our defense was really good. But our defense either plays the first half of the game or the second half. They don't play the whole game. And that's kind of an issue. They're allowing up a decent amount of points here. And the offense is at fault here too. They didn't even score a single point on the board. Like, you couldn't even put a single point on the board. Now, I'm not here to insult anybody because I'm not out there playing. So I can't be a hypocrite and sit here on my chair telling these guys what they need to be doing. But at the same time, it's like they didn't even put up a point. The defense is not really playing through the whole game. I think our defensive line, I kind of like the defensive line, I'm not going to lie. It's one of the strong points of the team. Now, I do see that we're passing a lot more, and that begs the question, like, why didn't we, if we had all these passing plays, why didn't we use them week 1? That's my confusion to the whole thing. Like, we had all these passing plays all of a sudden in our book, and all of a sudden, you know, we just start using them. Like against the Philadelphia Stars, they finally just got pulled out. Now, I like the play calling against the Philadelphia Stars more than I have recently, but I honestly thought we were going to win the game against the Panthers. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm gullible. I thought we were going to win. And now with the Maulers, we're just going to talk week 3 here. We're not moving on to week 4. So I'll say the Maulers here being 0-3. There's only a chance for 7 more wins, even though I know we lost against. There's only a chance for 6 more wins for the Maulers. And if it keeps going like this, I mean, there's not really a chance for the playoffs. I mean, I think there's only 4 teams that make the playoffs. They play each other, okay? So they each play each other. Oh, look, I'm an alien. But they both play each other, okay? And then those winners, they move up into a championship game. So you got to understand here, because there's 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 teams, so they can't all make the playoffs, or else there'd be no point to the regular season. So the Maulers, there's really not much hope for us making the playoffs at all. That's fine though. I was still excited to see the league. There's other teams to watch. It's entertaining. But to me, why are you just pulling out these plays? Like week 1, if you had all these passing plays, it's almost like we just made those plays last minute. It's like we probably had those plays, but they were just like tucked away. I just don't understand. Like when something doesn't work, we just keep jamming it down their throats, even though it doesn't work. So like running, for instance. Like there were games where we would just run the ball when it's 4th and 20. Where do you expect that to get you is my question. Like, it's 4th and 20, why are you going to run it? Why are you not throwing it? And then 3rd downs, you have to sit there and watch them not throw it past the 1st down. Like, are you serious? Like, it's just really frustrating to watch your team be the only team. And I literally waited 3 months for this, and it's ridiculous to watch your team be the only freaking team that doesn't even have a singular win. It's literally sad. There's no excuse. We should have beat the Panthers. There's no excuse for that. And even if we did lose to the Panthers, it should not have been 24-0. The players, the offense is not really getting it together. And in that game, it really just didn't seem like we were sure on what quarterback we wanted to play. And I'm not going to base my opinion off what I've seen this ahead of week, since I am filming this a little bit late, but I'm not basing my opinion off of what I'm seeing in week 4. This is solely based on week 3. And it's just, we don't seem like we know what quarterback we want to have in. We don't throw past the 1st down marker when we need to. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, guys, I think that, I don't know if there's really a chance of us making the playoffs unless everyone else starts losing a ton and we go on some crazy winning streak. But I just don't see it happening. And again, I don't mean this as an insult towards anybody on the Maulers or anything. I'm saying that I do kind of like the defensive line. I think our defense needs to play the whole game. They need to play the whole game. Because we've seen strong defense from our defense. So let's play the whole game. Now, regardless, guys, I'm not going to sit here and rant about this. I should probably make the Maulers like a separate video. But I haven't been doing that. I'm kind of clustering them into this video. I'm just going on some big rant about them. Now, one more thing, guys, I will say about the Panthers game. They started off, they had their Patterson, which was their #1 pick overall in the whole entire USFL draft, right? And they actually sat him because if you ask me, when I've seen him play, it just seems like everything's like such like a risky, like I'm sitting here grinding my teeth watching this man play. Like, man's about to get sacked. He's running like 50, 60, all just going back and forth. Like, so they ended up playing their backup quarterback. And here's where the issue comes in for the Maulers. They put their backup guy in. He puts up all these points. And that's it. He got injured. He literally got injured, I believe, in like the first quarter. All he was in there for was like 2 drives. He put up 16 points, and that was enough to beat the Maulers. That is my problem with it. That's my personal problem with it, is how 16 points was enough. Like, all they had to do was put up a field goal. All they had to do was get a safety. You just had to put up a singular point to beat us. That was my only problem with it. Their quarterback got injured. Their backup quarterback, which he actually played pretty decent, not gonna lie. And then he ended up getting injured. He like bent his leg or whatever. I don't know. But he ended up getting injured. He put up 16 points, and we need to stop letting that so early. And that's with the defense. I feel like the beginning of the game, guys, like the defense, we start off like super weak. Like, and we just let up all these points. And then the offense, they're not putting up enough points, so it's never gonna like make up for it, you know? So I feel like the defense allows all these points, and we dig ourselves such a deep hole towards the second quarter. Yeah, the first quarter the defense doesn't play, but the second quarter the defense plays, third and fourth quarter, but it's already too late because they already let up like 16 points, and the offense isn't able to put points on the board to actually combat that. But anyways, moving on to the next game, guys. Generals versus Stars. Really not much to say here other than the Generals got a good run game going. I think their quarterback, DeAndre Johnson, if he learns to throw, like I've already said this before, he's going to be the automatic starter. But they seem to run the ball a lot when they got DeAndre Johnson in, so it seems to be a little bit of a giveaway when he's in. But if it's working for you, it's working for you. The Generals are 2-1. If you ask me, the first night of the USFL, they played the Stallions. They legit almost beat the Stallions. Like, they should have won that game. So technically, the Generals should be 3-0. Like, they had the lead the whole game until, like, the end. So they were very close to actually pulling through on a win. So they could have technically been 3-0. But the Generals, they're not doing too bad, not gonna lie. They have a really good run game. Their running back, Victor, he reminds me of, who's he remind me of? Oh, I had him. I don't know. I forget who he reminds me of. Oh, I think I said it in my prior video. So it's already in my prior video of the week 2 of the USFL. It's already in that review. So guys, watch that video. I'm pretty sure I did mention it. They have a really good running back, Victor. They should just keep him in. Like, they should just keep him in and keep running the ball down the throats with him. I mean, he seems like a good physical running back. I mean, he's short and bulky, and he's like your good physical running back. I'm not going to lie. DeAndre Johnson, very shifty. He's able to run. Maybe get a little bit of throwing in there, but they're winning. So, you know, you really can't complain. But anyways, guys, that was all the games. That was a review of all the games. Let's get into the players of the week. All right, guys, for week 3, offensive player of the week was Johnny Dixon. He's a wide receiver for the New Orleans Breakers. He did actually play pretty good in the game, so I'm not going to lie. So Johnny Dixon, he is week 3's offensive player of the week. Congratulations to him. Defensive player of the week, it's the Birmingham Stallions linebacker, DeMarcus Gates. Congratulations to DeMarcus Gates. They were able to pull through and get 3-0. Clearly to the help of their defense also. Help of offense too. They got a good offense and a defensive game going too, so I can't deny. Special teams player of the week, Tyler Rassa, Bandits. He's a kicker. So congratulations to Tyler Rassa. So as you guys know, I always like to review the power rankings also for week 3. So this is week 3's power rankings. Stallions are number 1. I fully agree with that. Breakers are number 2. I fully agree with that. Generals being number 3. I even said it, guys. I called it. I did not look at this beforehand. I swear I did not look at it beforehand. I called it that the Generals would be above the Bandits. I agree with that one. Bandits, they are 2-1. I guess you could put them up. So put them at 4. 5 Philadelphia Stars. 6 Panthers. 7 Gamblers. 8 Maulers. Okay, we only lost a spot. The Bandits, they didn't move at all. The Generals moved up 2 spots. The Panthers moved up 2 spots. They were the last, and the Maulers were actually second. Honestly, I might have moved if... The only change I would have made this. I agree with the whole thing. The only change I would have made, though, is the Maulers being number 1 in the USFL. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The only change I would have made, though, is moving the Gamblers above the Panthers, probably. That's probably the only change I would have made. Just because the Panthers beat the Maulers, what makes them move up 2 spaces? Now, I agree, move them up a space. They do deserve to be over the Maulers, but I think the Gamblers should be number 6, definitely. So that's the only thing that I would have changed about that, but I fully agree with the power rankings. Alright guys, so the last thing we have to talk about here is the offensive stat leaders. We got Kyle Sloter at 657 passing yards. Mark Thompson, their Houston Gamblers running back, which I heard he was very good also. He has 310 rushing yards. And Johnny Dixon at 165 receiving yards, so congratulations to them. The Breakers always have a couple stat leaders, B, offense and defensive players of the week candidates, or they actually get them elected, or C, they win. I didn't know what C was, so we'll just go with they win. That's literally what's happening for the Breakers. So I definitely agree, guys. That was my review on week 3 of the USFL. I agree with the Stallions being number 1. You gotta admit, they do have home field advantage, but that's really not doing much. We don't have a lot of people showing up to the games, not gonna lie. A little bit disappointing. If you are in the Birmingham area, you might want to check it out. You might want to check the USFL. If you're into football, you might want to check it out, not gonna lie. It's a little bit concerning that people aren't showing up to the games. I think they're getting a lot of attention on social media, but I don't think they're getting a lot of attention in person. But Birmingham Stallions are number 1 in the USFL. I hope you all enjoy, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.